The University of Oregon is located in Eugene, a city of 80,000 people, situated in the lush Willamette River Valley, midway between Cascade Mountains and the Pacific Ocean.
Touchdown! Stewart! Yeah, I got your speed right here.
Hey, Wall Barter, 10, outside 5. Are you kidding me?
I'm really proud of where this team's at. We got a lot of work to do.
What's the deal, Duck family? I am Kenjon alongside Jay Stu, and we want to welcome you to another episode of the Ducks of a Feather podcast. Listen, Stu, it's complete. Regular season is done. Come to a close. The Ducks close this thing out 11-1. Had the Big Ten championship this past weekend, but all that no longer matters now. It's playoff time.
And to be honest, the Big Ten championship didn't matter either.
Shoot. Starting off with a banger.
It didn't matter, dog.
It didn't matter.
No.
It didn't matter.
The Big Ten championship had no rhyme or reason to be played this weekend. And
Look, okay, see, you want to jump off the cliff already.
It ain't no cliff to jump off of.
I'm in the car with you. I'm jumping off with you. I'm jumping off with you. If you jump, I jump. You know that saying that your parent, if your boys go jump off a cliff, you gonna follow them and jump off? Yeah, damn right. Where my parachute?
Look, when I move, you move.
Just like that. Yeah, I'm jumping with you. In all reality, listen, me and you had this conversation, right? About conference championship games and the state of college football. And in all reality, yes, you're absolutely right. It did not matter. It does not matter. And it shouldn't have mattered. In all reality, it's an unfair game, right?
It is.
It's an unfair. We talked about this, and I was on the opposite side of you, right? When we first started this thing. But then after, the weekend played out, watching this game, and I'm seeing how hard these dudes is out there playing and hitting. I watched Mendoza lose his soul and watched it go back into his body.
Boy,
and in that,
for no reason.
Listen, to say we Big Ten champions, you hit the nail on the head with that. And I was somewhat against that position, right? And I was, because I'm like, no, you changed college football. The conference championship has always mattered. It's always been important. But now it's like, great. I get to go play another game for nothing.
For the fans
to see.
You're doing it to sell tickets.
We're doing it for the gram.
You're doing it for the gram. See, look, you can't be out here doing things, showing out, acting all crazy for the gram. Because eventually you're going to get hurt.
Yeah, man.
It's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt.
I'm not going to speak on that. That's not my position. That's not my place. That's not my place.
But nevertheless, we got to see two top teams in college football go at it. And it was a phenomenal game. It felt like a legit, heavyweight boxing match.
You got to take that up. That felt like a national championship caliber game.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like. That's what it looked like. That was the tone of that game. Both of these teams understood what was in front of them. Both knew that they were a playoff team, win, lose, or draw.
Mm-hmm.
But the attitude, the intensity, and the intent in this game had national championship written off. This was a national championship game. One of the best games I've been able to witness up close and personal.
Yeah.
A defensive struggle. I think some things were exposed about Ohio State that had not been exposed all season.
What do you think? What is exposed in your mind?
Julian Saint is a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
And all season long, he didn't look like a freshman out there. He looked like someone who had been playing, who had the experience. And what Indiana was able to do, much like they did to us when they played us, they confused the quarterback. Julian Saint did not look comfortable versus zone. There were some things that was exposed about this Ohio State team that I think other teams are going to now. They're going to take a look at this game. We all understand what football is. It's a copycat league, right?
Yeah.
And so they're going to go look at what Indiana was able to do versus this Ohio State offense, and they're going to try and replicate it. Now, one thing nobody has been able to do all season long is contain Jeremiah Smith and Mr. Tate.
That boy said Mr. Tate.
Yeah, boy, them dudes are something special.
Uh-huh.
bona fide first-round picks. Easy. Bona
Easy
fide.
money.
Them dudes are like that. Caleb Downs is like that. Arvell Reese is like that.
So you got
Yeah.
to see Jeremiah Smith in person again, right? Does he look? What's the comparison in size, like as far as from last year to this year?
His presence is what his presence is, and what it always will be. He wake up in the morning and he knows he's him. When he step on that field, he knows that he's the best player on that field.
Yeah.
And the way he runs his routes, the way he catches the ball, the way he runs after the catch, and the way he gets up and celebrates says that, right?
Yeah.
The attention that he garners says that. But it's that entire team, right? They got a different swagger about them, and Indiana as well. The way that when they came into the stadium, Stu, it wasn't a smile on their face. It wasn't a smile. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't we know what we here for. We know what we came to do. We ain't come to waste no time. We got a job to do, and that's all that matters. We're not here for no pictures. We're not here for no handshakes. We're here to get out here, play this game, put shoulder pads on shoulder pads, helmets under your chin, and come out of this thing with a W. Coach Signetti is a absolute monster. I love that dude. Had the chance to meet him, shake his hand. Yeah, it was phenomenal. But this kid, Becker, number 80, I don't know where in the world he came from, but Stu, when a play was needed to be made,
he was making
boy, listen, I talked to him after the game. I said, listen, I don't know where you came from, but boy, you made a name for yourself today. And he said, listen, I've been here. I said, Cooper and Surratt was really all you paid attention to on this team.
Yeah.
But man, them boys.
But that's usually what happens in this point of the season, right? As an offensive coordinator, you're always, preparing for moments like these with guys like a guy like him, right?
Yeah.
Where you got the window dressings. He's probably been part of all the window dressing as far as their whole entire offense, right? Hey, go in motion. All right. And then now we go in motion and get lulled to sleep. And then all of a sudden you got this young man having himself a day, right?
A day he had.
Yeah. But that's what's up, man. I saw this, I think I saw like a stat of Indiana's recruiting compared to Ohio State's recruiting and the 5 stars, the 4 stars, and all that, and how Indiana had like no 5-star recruits and just all guys that were just developed and raised to be dogs. Now, Indiana, they just paid him, right?
Yeah, Signetti?
Yeah, they just paid him. Shoot. After that game, he might be able to go back to the drawing board.
We got to re-up? We got a re-up already?
Listen, if I'm his agent, that's how I'm thinking, okay? I'm like, look, you went out there and showed out again. Now, you go out there and you progress even more before next season. I think we should go back to the drawing board. I ain't being greedy. I'm just, saying how much you are valued. You gotta value yourself. You gotta value yourself, a little bit, up here. All these other, Joe Schmoes are down here.
Listen, I feel like he just signed a contract.
He just did, but there's a point to what I'm saying here. When you are out here showing out in front of all these people, and you just doing it with what you got at the house, right? You ain't got to go to the mall. You ain't got to go to the new car lot, right? You just using the used cars, right? You going garage shopping. Right?
Yeah.
And you just basically just pulling up with W's. That's what he doing. Like, imagine what it's going to be like next year when all these kids are like, yeah, I want to go play basketball and football.
This man got Coach Lanning and Coach Signetti, they have the most elite one-liners out there.
Oh, yeah, bangers.
That man said, he asked him about, what do you say to kids that you're recruiting? He said, what are you talking about? Are you talking about portal guys? Or are you talking about high school guys? And the reporter said all of the above. He said, it's simple. I win. Google me.
Google me.
Google me. But Stu, the man just got 8 years, $93 million a couple days ago.
Hey, look, let's go ahead and take that notch down. We're gonna work I love the commitment of 8 years, right? But I'm gonna need all that money in 4 years, okay? That's how I'm viewing this. Look. And then on year 3, we can renegotiate, okay? But I'm gonna have about all my money by year 3, okay? We need to go ahead and get that thing front loaded.
Heavy.
So
So what you just said to me, and all I heard was yesterday's price is not today's price.
it went up, man. Listen, the milk, eggs, beef, all that stuff is expensive these days, dog.
Inflation is real.
Slapping us on the face. Like, wow.
Boy, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Hey, did you see what the Nevada coach said, Jeff Schroet? Hey, Ryan, you got that video of Nevada's coach?
You know what happens when you come to Nevada? You go get $1.4 million to go to Oregon if you're developed the right way, right? You know, a guy that couldn't play consistently at the University of Texas got drafted when he came here.
I love everything he said there.
Yeah, it's
because if you want to get in, okay, you want to get in though, and they don't know you, come to Nevada.
Come to death row. You don't want your manager all in the video.
Yeah. Dancing, acting all crazy.
You want to be held back? You want to come somewhere and play? Come to death row.
Death row. Yeah. Come to Nevada. We got you right. We're going to develop you. We're going to push you. We're going to make sure you get right. We have distribution. We got all kind of stuff going on over here, fella. So, but I love it though, because that's exactly the mindset some of these colleges should be having, right? They shouldn't be selling the dream of national champions. Nah.
Yeah.
Nevada, you ain't ever going to be there. Okay. Listen, there's a lot of teams in this playoff. They there, but they ain't gonna ever.
Nah. Don't change your tone now that the camera rolling.
Listen,
because you just said something earlier that was blasphemy. It was blasphemous.
They ain't ever gonna win a national championship, but they might beat some people that don't got no business being there either.
Okay. I'm gonna let you finish that thought.
Okay, let's marination.
Go ahead.
Look, and so, and what you talking about? You talking about Ole Miss? Want to go ahead and get to it?
We can get to because it's
right,
blasphemous.
So look, Tulane, Ole Miss. All right, look, we know Ole Miss. They good. They a good football team. They got a really good running back. Really like that running back. But we know that Ole Miss ain't about to win no national championship. They ain't that good. They just not. They are not going to beat Indiana. They are not going to beat Ohio State. They ain't going to beat Oregon. Okay, so listen, they ain't going to win the national championship. So if you are a team that's in the playoffs that screams, we ain't winning the national championship, you bound to get beat by somebody. Okay,
so
why not Tulane?
So you think Tulane has a legitimate chance?
It's a long shot, fella. And if I'm over there like the sniper in that movie Saving Private Ryan, look, I'm hoping and I'm praying. Okay, so look, Tulane, I ain't gonna count them out. Am I gonna bet on them? Nah, I ain't gonna do that either. That's why I went to Oregon.
Listen, blasphemy. One thing for certain, two things for sure. This ain't basketball. This ain't March Madness.
So you saying this ain't no Cinderella story, huh?
You're not getting a you get an Appalachian State game every now and then.
Yeah.
But once you get into this playoff, right? Yeah. This is not the March Madness tournament. This is not VCU. This is not Florida Gulf Coast. This is not one of them teams that's going to get hot and go on a run to the Final Four. You are going to be lucky, right? You're going to...
Look, they basically, what you're saying is they not Cinderella. They gonna get these cinder blocks thrown at their head. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely. When you get the rest of these guys that's coming from the other five, as I'm gonna call them,
the other five.
Call it what it is.
So when we marking who we are, Big Ten, ACC, SEC, other.
You know.
All right.
Boy, listen. Listen, I'm happy for JMU. I'm happy for Tulane, right?
Yeah.
But in all reality, you don't got the ammunition, right?
Yeah.
And there is the saying, any given Sunday, any given Saturday, right? But that's when talent is somewhat even, somewhat equal. And for Ole Miss and for Tulane, and Tulane has been they've been great where they play. Don't disrespect Ole Miss like that.
Okay. Now look. So what you're saying is Tulane, JMU, they ain't got no business being in the playoffs. Because if they ain't got no chance, why they there?
Okay. Well, let's rewind the hands of time a little bit. We played Liberty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was anybody in the country saying that Liberty had a shot in hell to beat the University of Oregon?
Nah.
They didn't belong. And it's levels to this. It's levels to this, right? You have your Power 4 schools and even some of your Power 4 schools, right? When you get to the lower ends of these conferences, like, nah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got a shot, right? You're in a Power 4 conference, but in all reality, there's certain schools within these Power 4 conferences that need to go ahead and relocate, right?
Yeah,
you need to, your Georgias, your Alabamas, your Texases, your Oregons, Penn State, the Ohio, well, Penn State been in the dumps this year, but Ohio State, like your top tier teams, in all reality, they might as well go start their own league because it's the same thing every year at the top of these conferences. It's the same teams. And so when you get into the Tulanes and the JMUs, and it's no disrespect to them, but the talent pool is not the same.
Right.
And so in reality, no, you shouldn't stand a chance, right? And if you do, then shame on that Power 4 university that you're playing against. They should be embarrassed,
right?
Because they don't have the same allotment of money. They don't have the same access. They don't have the same facilities. It's just not the same. So in all reality, you should, not to say that you can't, not to say that you can have the game of a lifetime and come out here and shock the world. But 10 out of 10 games you should lose versus an Ohio State. You should, I'm being real. Like when you're playing schools like that, it's just not realistic, in my opinion.
You said 10 out of 10. It's 100%. 100% I'm with you. I'm right there with you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But Miami, Texas A&M. Is Miami going to upset Texas A&M? That makes more sense to me.
That is a real situation. That's a realistic, that's something where you make probability. That's a realistic probability situation where you could say, yeah, Miami could absolutely upset Texas A&M. Why? Because it's the University of Miami and you're pulling from the same talent pool.
Yeah. And so would Notre Dame be able to upset Ole Miss?
Yes.
Okay. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So we doing an exercise here, brother.
Okay, well, exercise then. Let's get our exercise on.
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. Who else is out there?
In the playoff or?
Vanderbilt.
Absolutely.
Vanderbilt be able to upset Oregon?
It could happen. Absolutely.
It could happen. So why can't the committee just do these types of exercises when it comes to the playoffs? It's because of these doggone conferences, these conference championships.
No, wait.
They got to be done with. They got to be done with.
Did you see the picture of the committee or the video?
I didn't see that yet.
Boy, we need some youth in the room.
Oh yeah, it's an old timers, huh?
Yeah, bro. I don't listen.
That's a retirement home, huh?
Get some players. Get some people who've actually because even with the way the playoff kind of how it's structured out and the teams that made it, the teams that didn't, some of this is nonsense. Get some people that are attached to the game that really know the game of football, right? Mm-hmm. That truly understand head-to-head matchups, that truly understands wins and that. It's even, again, I said, even with the way that the football playoff committee voted some of these teams in, right? You know, there's a lot of coaches out there pleading their cases to get in. You got Sark, you got Bama, and everybody's pleading their case. But we talk about wins and losses in these conference championship games and how it shouldn't have a negative impact on you. There was only one team that was not affected at all by a loss in the conference championship, and that was Alabama. So even they didn't drop a spot, they didn't move up a spot, nothing happened after going and
we didn't. Kenyon, you've been told these people about Alabama since last year.
I've been saying it.
You've been saying it.
I've been saying it.
And for whatever reason, they ain't letting go.
No, Nick Saban ain't there. Nick Saban ain't walking through that door. Huh? The Nick Saban days of Alabama they're done. It's over.
They're done with. That offense looks so pitiful. That offense is so bad, bro. Like,
listen,
terrible.
It was bad, but you get a team like BYU who goes and gets stumped, right? Versus Tech 34-7, and they get thrown out. Bama gets their head kicked in, and nothing happens. They stay right there as a 3-loss team. So there's a lot that needs to change within this system, and we need to get rid of the bias that exists. Right now, I continue to speak about that, and I will continue to do that. There's a bias when it comes to certain teams. There's a bias when it comes to Alabama. Alabama shouldn't be in the playoff.
Absolutely not. And you want to know why? I'm going to go all the way back to August 30th. Okay, August 30th, 2025. They lost to Florida State. Yeah. Florida State, dog.
Yeah.
Florida State is 5-7. I don't even know what their record is. It might be 5-7. It's terrible. But they lost to them 31-17.
And got whooped.
Whooped. Like, how do you allow that to just be staying free? Huh? And then they come out the week after that and beat UL Monroe. Who was UL Monroe? 73-0. I don't get it, dog.
It's a flawed system. Let's get to us. We ain't gave us no love yet.
It's because we know we love us. We love us some us.
We love us some us. I love me some me. Shout out to T.O. Shout out to T.O. But, you know, we get in right where we should have and right where we needed to. We get in at that number 5 spot, open up with JMU. And I wanted Georgia to take care of business. I wanted Tech to take care of business, because this team needs to get back to playing football as fast as possible.
Yes.
We don't respond well off of layoffs, off of bye weeks. We come out sluggish. We come out of rhythm. And I think for us, right, the path that we had, and this is something that we'll get into next week, it's good for us to get a game, right? We get a game, find our rhythm, get back into it, and then we hit the stretch and we make a run for it. But I love where we're positioned at. I love the fact that we could potentially be getting some guys back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was a conversation while I was out there of Indiana. I was like, okay, well, do you not want to buy? And do you want to get all your guys back? Or do you want to play that first round of games and find your rhythm? I said, I would much rather for this team play that first round and find a rhythm.
Yeah, I would rather a train needs coal to go, right? So I would rather, start feeding that train right now, put that coal in there now. So that way, when we get to where we got to go, ain't nobody stopping us because we coming in full speed, right?
Yeah.
So if you wait to, the last minute, start putting coal in your engine, you might not be ready, right? You might be going medium speed while you over there trying to chase Jeremiah Smith.
Can't afford that.
And we already know what that look like. So
yeah, we can't afford that.
But yeah, I'm with it too. What I'm excited for is for the Eugene for the folks in Eugene to be able to have a nighttime playoff atmosphere game in Eugene, Oregon. Look, I'm gonna say something that's very outlandish. It don't make sense. It's not football sense. But what I'm about to say, Kenyon, is JMU gonna walk into Autzen Stadium. The players could just be standing on the sideline, and they gonna lose. You know why? Because it's gonna be too loud, dog. It's gonna be the loudest environment JMU's ever experienced.
Absolutely.
They're gonna be like, whoa, what? What'd you say?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Like you know what I'm saying? So I just look back to the moment Ohio State came to Oregon last year, and the penalties that were going on the offensive side of the ball for Ohio State. JMU ain't gonna know what to do. Okay. And so that's why I'm saying when they show up, they lost. We ain't gonna get too much. I don't know nothing about JMU too much, but
we don't.
Next year,
we don't.
Next week we're gonna get into the weeds and we'll be more respectful. But right now, as I don't know anything about them too much, I just know that our fans are that impactful.
JMU will get a true college football experience. You know what I'm saying? Because going to Alton, it's not like going to any other place. I've again been around with this Big Ten network and been in different stadiums, and I still have yet to experience an atmosphere, a home field atmosphere like you experience at Alton. Like we've talked about the overall experience of the Penn State whiteout, nothing like that. But if you're talking about the crowd affecting the game, I've yet to experience anything like Alton Stadium being on this road. So
they might be playing that song "Shout" in the beginning of the second half.
Listen, I would love. Stop doing this. You're taking us too far. Stop doing this, boy. We already said we weren't gonna tell you. And I'm just jumping at it.
Dump.
Yeah. But no, shout out to the Ducks, man. 2 years in a row playoff in this college football playoff and looking to make a run at it. Again, the opportunity for guys to get healthy. There's just a lot, right, that this team is benefiting from. We're going to move past this because we're going to keep jumping off that edge and going in this water. Yeah, we need to stay out this water until next week.
Yeah, it's warm in that water.
Yeah, that water good. But so we'll get more into JMU and Oregon in the home game next week. But let's jump into the chaos that has in turn came out after the college football playoff bracket was complete. We've talked about Bama. We've talked about BYU losing and one team being affected, one not. But then there is a particular team out there who is throwing a temper tantrum. Because they did not get in, and that's with Notre Dame. Acting like a child, right? Acting like, I didn't get my way. I don't want to play no more.
Yeah.
It's my ball. I'm going
home. Get my brother's ball back.
I think it sets a bad precedent, right, for college football. I think it's a bad look for Notre Dame. And I think that's a bad look from a recruiting standpoint, because if I'm somebody, even from the players currently on that roster, like, because you don't get into the college football playoff, which in all reality, when you look at their schedule, you shouldn't. You played game one of the season. You lost to Miami 27-24, then followed that up with a 41-40 loss to A&M. And then the rest of the year, you didn't play anybody. You played Purdue, you played Arkansas, you played Boise State, you played NC State, you played SC, which was a top 25 team. You played BC, Navy, Pitt, who really wasn't a top 25 team, but was in the top 25 rankings. You played Syracuse and Stanford. So the games that you played in your schedule doesn't say I should be in a college football playoff. Your head-to-head matchup versus Miami, you lost. So you shouldn't be in versus Miami. That it just doesn't work. It just doesn't add up. But for you to then come out and say, "Oh, we're not playing because we didn't get into the college football playoff," I think it's selfish by the decision makers, because you now impact those seniors on that team, who no longer have a bowl game to play in. You affect the families, right, who expected to see their kids play one more game. The fan base who expected to see one more game. There's a lot that you've taken away from your roster and from your fan base and from these families. So it's embarrassing, in my opinion, for Notre Dame to act like a child and throw a tantrum and say, "Well, if we can't go here, well, we don't want to play at all." That's crazy.
Well, I mean, who's the fault for all this?
Notre Dame. Don't lose.
Is it Notre Dame?
It's simple. Don't open the season up 0-2. Have a stronger resume.
Yeah,
right?
they should have. Their resume next year is terrible.
Okay, but to that point, this is Notre Dame's fault. You knew where the landscape of college football was heading to. You're not a part of any conference. You don't play a conference championship, and for years and years and years, you've been able to benefit from being separate from everybody else.
Yeah.
You've been the exception to every rule and what was implemented for teams to make it to bowl games and for teams to be contenders. You've been the exception to that, and you're expecting to still be that in this day and age. Go play a conference championship like the rest of these other Power 4 schools are doing. You want to play, but that's what it is. Listen,
that's where we are right now. That is,
that's what I'm saying.
And you're saying play into the rules in which
what everybody else are having to do, you don't want to do. And so now that you're on the outside looking in, I'm throwing a tantrum. Oh, this is not fair. No, it's not fair that every other school, every other conference has to play a conference championship game with their two best teams. Right? Somebody has to lose, somebody has to win. Some guys may get hurt, but you guys get to sit on the outside, look pretty, and then come. No, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
So no, this is not the NCAA. It's partly their fault. Partly their fault. But at the end of the day, the objective of football and the goal of football is to win. There's a saying there's a saying that we have in every sport. Don't leave the game in the ref's hands.
Yep.
And you left the game in the committee's hands. Why? Because you're not a part of a conference. You don't have a conference championship game. And you decided to go out and lose your first 2 games of the season and then have the rest of your resume be boo.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a Notre Dame issue. And because it's your issue, now you don't get to say, oh, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. You don't get to rob the kids on your team who, for some of these kids, that last game was the last game of football they will ever play. A lot of them they're not love.
I'm on the same page as far as how you doing this. How you going about your business? You're going about it the wrong way. It's bad business, right? There's bad business moves, and then there's bad business. There's good business moves, and there's still bad business. They're going about their business bad. I'm all with that, right? You don't quit. You don't showcase that you are a coach that's over here leading men, and then all of a sudden wanting to pull out.
Like, boy, he acting light-skinned.
Like, hey, look, man. Look, take responsibility for what you did, man. Now, all I'm saying is this doesn't have to be a discussion if we would have cleaned up the front door. That's all I'm saying. The conference championship model is done with. Mm-hmm. The bowl game model right now is being challenged and it's about to be done with. So what that means is the NCAA is about to be done with. And that is the only way that this actually works, in my opinion. Like there's nothing that they're doing or offering that gives any value in today's college football round. Now, if you want to go back and you want to be like Nevada's coach, for some of these teams, we got an NCAA for you. But for them top dogs, them teams that be in it, them top 25 teams every year that be in it, there's a place for you too. College Super League. They need to start handling business this offseason after all of this hoopla and all the carrying on and Notre Dame's, acting out because they ain't getting their way. We gonna have to figure out a way, because if not, everybody gonna be losing money.
You know what? The March Madness model, the playing games.
Yeah,
playing games. So
that's a great answer.
Yeah, the March Madness model, playing games. You need to have, so for every other school who thinks that you are deserving to be a part of this, the super conference that you're in turn speaking about, for every school playing these playing games, and if you win, you're in. It's simple.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the state of bowl games, right? Because you currently have 7 or 8 teams. You have Notre Dame, Iowa State, Kansas State. You have Florida State, Auburn, UCF, Baylor's, Rutgers, Temple, and Kansas are all teams that have opted out of the bowl game. So I was having this conversation in Indiana, and me and you have had it off air. now that we're on air, we've had these conversations off air about the state of bowl games and how, in all reality, now that you have a college football playoff system, right? Bowl games don't really matter the way that they used to. They don't carry the same weight. Even the bowl games, right? The Cotton Bowls,
the
Fiesta Bowls,
the Rose
Bowl. Now these games have simply become a stepping stone to get to the ultimate goal of playing in the national championship game. So every bowl game is now losing its flavor, is losing its taste, because now if we're not in the playoff, we're just out here playing.
We're just out here just being, this is a circus, man. You know, we're just part of the show.
And there's too many clowns to become part of the circus, okay? There's too many clowns out here to become part of the circus.
Man, hey, Ryan, make sure you hit that little drummer comedian thing.
Yeah, so with all these teams pulling out, what foundation does that lay for bowl games going forward?
It's cracked. Foundation is cracked.
The foundation is cracked. And I think when you have a school like Notre Dame, right, who has been the poster child. I was having this conversation with my boy Deuce about what what Notre Dame is. Like, Notre Dame is the Cowboys of the NFL. Notre Dame is like America's college football team. You got the movie, you got Rudy, you got all, like, Notre Dame.
Touchdown. You even got touchdown Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Notre Dame is the brand in college football. Yeah, you have your Bamas, you have the Texas, you have the Ohio States, but when you talk about a college football brand, if you talk about a college football logo, it's the Fighting Irish. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a school like Notre Dame now who's leading the charge of saying, you know what? We're not in the playoff. We don't need to play in a bowl game. We don't need to go out here and get hurt. We don't need to go out here and do this, so we're just not going to play. I think that leaves this is the start. It's essentially like when the players set out to get paid, right? When they said, you know what? We're not playing. We want to get paid. We deserve to get paid. That started the downfall of the NCAA. I think this move right here, when you have these Power 4 teams, is essentially starting the beginning of an avalanche for these bowl games. Mm-hmm. And eventually they're going to go away because it's not, what are we playing for?
Right.
The experience of going somewhere different and getting a bowl gift?
I mean, look at it. The college, to your point, college football playoff is not controlled by the NCAA. It's controlled by the conferences and schools. So like the big expansions and all that, like the NIL, the revenue sharing and all that stuff, like it is not a NCAA thing, right? It is now becoming more centralized to the top schools. And then you look at, like, you know, the TV mega media deals that are on the horizon, you know what I'm saying, that are looking at the Amazons, right? You look at Netflix and all the things they want to do, YouTube, ESPN, all the hoopla of these media deals, because everybody now has these phones and everybody has eyeballs for these phones. So how are we leveraging that? There's way more money outside of the NCAA than there is that, you know, being in it. And so you have to, like, these teams, it's almost kind of like they almost got on a phone call last night, right? Like, hey, Notre Dame, what you doing, right? Because look, we gonna have to either, you know, twist somebody's arm and make them have to, you know, start making some decisions, because if not, we gonna be doing the same thing next year, right? And so for me, I look at Notre Dame, they complaining about their situation, but they got to use this for a positive gain. And I think seeing the other teams do the same, following in suit, is almost kind of, it's a uniform push to say, hey, excuse me, y'all need to fix this. You know, essentially.
But here, okay, but still, some of these teams y'all didn't have a shot in hell to get into the playoffs anyway. Y'all were never
State,
even
Rutgers, Auburn, Baylor, Temple, Kansas, Iowa State, Kansas State.
and it's no disrespect, but the truth is the truth, right? Some of y'all were not going to be even in the playoff. Y'all knew it y'all knew it back in spring ball. Y'all knew when season ended last season that y'all weren't playoff contenders. Y'all talked the talk and y'all tried to walk the walk, but your walk had a limp in it. You wasn't going to get there.
Boy, ran out of gas.
Right, you started the season on an empty tank. So for some of y'all that are opting out of these games and talking about you want to focus on the offseason, get your behind in these bowl games and play, because that's the highlight. Again,
stay in your books.
Man, listen, it's bad. College football right now is in a bad way, in my opinion, when it comes to the freedom that players, coaches, and schools have. It's essentially the Wild Wild West, right? And I think I seen something, I don't know how true it is, so don't quote me on this. I think a couple of schools were fined for opting out of their bowl games.
Yeah, like $500K or something like that. They was fined.
Up to ante.
Yeah, $5 million.
Up to ante. If you want to protect what's here and what's current, if you want to protect bowl games, then $500,000 ain't affecting these schools, man, especially at Notre Dame.
Listen, if it's happening, it means that it's supposed to be happening. It's part of the transition. This is just part of the transition. Like, you ain't gonna find nobody because you know that it ain't right. This is not right. The $500,000 fine, they ain't trying to protect nothing. They know this is about to be done with because they ain't sustainable. They just out here.
We punished them. Listen, we punished them.
It's like when you about to it's like if you about to go move, right, into another house, right? And all you got to do is just paint the walls to sell your house, to move into another one. Why would you add on a garage? Why would you add on different features to this house?
No need.
There's no need. So here's a $500,000 fine. Here's the paint on the wall. Go on about your business. We'll see you next year.
That $1,000 to a university like Notre Dame is not even a slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
that's a
new doorbell.
Go stand in the corner for a second. Okay, that's enough. Come out.
Did you know what you did wrong?
You know what you did wrong? I don't want to have to tell you again. Go play. Go outside with your friends.
All right.
Play nice put them boys on punishment. Yeah, put them boys on punishment. Right. That does nothing, and nor does that deter any other school from saying, "Hey, all right, we're not $500,000. Bet we're not playing no bowl game. We're good. We made $100 million this year."
Man, they really ain't trying to stop nobody from not doing it. They trying to transition.
So what? Okay, but listen, we're still currently in the state of college football that we're in.
Yeah,
so even though we're transitioning
money this year, people are going to lose money, a lot of money,
sponsorships and all. So
which then forms the idea that you next year NCAA better have a plan, or else these media people are gonna come after you and take your job.
We're in a weird space. We're in a very weird space when it comes to college football. And speaking of weird, speaking of that word, there was an alleged video that came out, or an alleged audio video of one Pat Kraft out there at Penn State University.
Pat Kraft,
Yeah, expressing his disdain for the University of Oregon. As a matter of fact, let's roll that.
You all been to Oregon? No, shit. Ain't going on. It's a bunch of weirdos.
Fucking Phil Knight. They got the Nike, the whole Nike deal.
Yep.
Like,
that's why they won't win a national championship. But he also Oregon quarterback was shaking in overtime. But we have to win those games.
Well, Mr. Kraft. Mr. Kraft, let me holler at you for a little bit, Playboy. First of all, Kenjon, can you do me the honors of showing us your flats?
I don't know why you do this.
All right, see, yeah, we do things a little different in Eugene, okay? And some people call us weird. Some people call us crazy, okay? All right? And so one thing that you got to keep in mind here as far as weirdos and crazies is that we are absolutely different, okay? We so much different that we whooped y'all behind, okay? Yeah, we derailed y'all. That's what happened, okay? Because after y'all played us, it wasn't no more y'all. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no more. And so the audacity, whoever it was in there that was trying to it sounded like there was someone in that room that was actually kind of scratching their head. Kenjon was like, yeah, all they got is the Nike deals. Phil Knight, they actually all right. That's what it sounded like. Like he had somebody that was really trying hard to co-sign, but couldn't really co-sign. And kudos to whoever that brother is. But I'll be dog. Shaking where? All I saw was a guy that was out there standing upright in the pocket, delivering the pill confidently, and doing it in a way that had Heisman candidate written all over it.
Absolutely. Clearly the boy was shaking in his boots. I don't think we watched the same game that you had your eyes on. I was there. If anybody was shaking in their boots, I think it was your quarterback, Drew Alar, who was shaking in his boots. Yeah. So let's be mindful of calling players out and what we're doing, because you were dominated for 3.5 quarters by this weird Oregon football team from the city of Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
Up into a lapse into that last little portion of the third and into the fourth quarter. What was lost in that small space was regained in overtime. You guys were dominated on the ground. You were dominated in the air. You were dominated from a coaching standpoint. So when you say that Eugene is a place full of weirdos, yeah, them weirdos flew across the country to Penn State, went to Happy Valley, laid you over their lap, and put belt to behind.
BTA.
BTB. Not only that, not only do they do it, then I understand why you're mad, because when you were supposed to win a conference championship in Oregon's inaugural year in that conference, Oregon also laid you over their lap and put BTA again. Then came back the following season at your place in your beloved and frightening whiteout in a spot where you guys hadn't lost in years. And guess what? You lost in that. And not only as my boy BTA, and listen, you guys caught a severe case of BTA that they didn't have a cure for. You weren't able to recover. You guys suffered the entire season. After that Oregon loss, your season plummeted. Your spirit was broke. Not only from as a record label and an establishment. The entire. I was just, again, being out there at Indiana. There's some people on this BTN staff from Penn State, and as soon as they see me, you ruined our season.
Yeah, mission impossible.
Yeah, we did. So I understand your anger, I understand your irritation, but for university,
I'm glad that we live rent free in that man's mind right now. For him to have the audacity to say all that.
Allegedly,
huh? AI.
Allegedly.
Kids, let this be a lesson learned. When you lose, you lost your turn. Okay? Just shut up, go back to the drawing board, and try again. Okay? It'll all work out. But allegedly, this ain't gonna work out for this this old joker here.
Yeah, that was crazy. For a school who, absolutely, whose season went in the dumps, and y'all, again, didn't recover. A team that came into this season supposedly being the national championship champions. Y'all were favored. You're supposed to win the Big Ten conference. Again, stay humble. Remain where you're at. Go to the drawing boards. Focus on Penn State. Don't focus on us. That's the problem. Everybody got a lane in life, but it's when you get out of your lane, that's how accidents happen. So stay in your lane and focus on Penn State. Don't focus on the University of Oregon.
Yeah, because you're giving Penn State bad publicity right now, man. I know some good dudes from Penn State, man. Saquon Barkley, Mike Robb. I know some really some talented young, like some good men. And you got people over here like Kraft out here tearing y'all down, man. Y'all need to go tighten the ship up, man.
Yeah, don't worry about what we got going on in Eugene. You know, you worried about us not winning. I need y'all to get into the playoff because right now you're sitting at home watching.
Basketball season, crazy.
Basketball season and everything. Your focus
wrestling.
Now becomes y'all good at wrestling. I heard y'all good. Y'all got a. I think they got a good. I think they got a good hockey team too. I think I heard hockey. I think I heard hockey or lacrosse or something like that. Maybe they should focus on that. That's where their focus should be. It shouldn't be on.
How many Big Ten championships we had last year? 7? No, I'm talking about throughout the all sports.
Oh, we came in there and dominated. I don't remember the exact. It might have been. I think it was like 7 or 8. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, what you talking about?
Yeah, so this year we were like, whatever, we good with that, huh? That's kind of how we felt when we played Indiana. That's how I think.
Yeah,
we wanted to lose to Indiana because we didn't want to be in that
situation.
No, we didn't.
See? No.
That's what it was.
No.
That's crazy, man. Hey, keep our name out your mouth, that boy. That's what I'm.
What?
We need to tell Kraft, that boy.
What Will Smith say? Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Yeah, and that's exactly what Oregon did. Smacked him.
BTA,
okay? BTA. That's all that happened. So, but again, I understand the disdain. I understand the anger and the annoyance. I would be bothered too. I get it. I understand, but hey, man, stay in your lane, brother.
You know better though.
But listen, let's get on to some positivity, right? End of the year, we had some awards come out. We had some first team, some second team, some third team. We had a position player of the years. So let's jump into that. First up, we got Kenjon Sadiq. I don't think there's any surprise here. Big Ten, Quallet Clark, tight end of the year. Had a phenomenal season. My dude put on, showed up and showed out each game. Highlight play after highlight play, hurdle after hurdle. Just a grown man out there. So congratulations to Kenjon Sadiq. Shout out to Kenjon Sadiq. Then we have some dudes. Make first team, second team, and third team. Shout out to DT Dylan Thieneman. Getting first team as a defensive back, much deserved. Then you get second team. Listen, we all over these first and second teams and third teams, Jay Stu. You got Betcher, you got Brandon Finney Jr., you get Bear Alexander. Then you get the lone snapper got in there, okay, and got some back.
Atticus can't kick the ball without the right snap.
Cannot kick the ball without that ball getting back there. Then you get to third team, and I was real surprised by Amari Washington being third team. I thought he would have been higher. Wait a minute. Yeah.
That's third. Yeah, you got third team.
Yeah, you got Tatum, you got Amari, and then third team, Brandon Finney Jr. again on here. He got voted by the coaches for all Big Ten second team, and then the media voted him third team. But shout out to all those dudes, man. Congratulations to y'all. It's something that don't come to everybody. It's a lot of guys that have played these positions, played in these conferences, played in these games that did not get that honor. So congratulations to y'all. But in the words of Kobe Bryant, and I know y'all know, the work's not done. The work's not done. But man,
it's a good representation. It's a good representation of different categories too, right? Like it's the D line, it's the O line, it's everywhere, right? And so the development is happening throughout the whole entire team. And it's not just one way in which we win games. Is how I see this, right? And it shows. If you're an Oregon fan, you've been watching and following along all season, we've been in games where we won by the air attack. We've been in games where we ran the ball down people's throat. We've been in games where we had to weather the storm literally just to make sure that we played smart football, right? So this is championship type football. This is championship type teams that have been on display since Dan Lanning has been in position of power. Shout out to all the guys for standing firm, for putting in all the work, the off season. This is a testament to your hard work individually, right?
Yeah.
But this is a team game. We got to keep it going. Keep that music going. Okay.
Words of Kobe Bryant. Ain't no INT, but a damn show is a me. So make sure y'all taking care of y'all. Continue to work, continue to grind, continue to build, because the team can't be what the team should be without the individual being what they can be. So definitely lock in, stay loaded, and let's get ready. But before we get up out of here, listen, we are the innovators of college football. We are the standard. And right now, for the Innovation U book, you can get 40% off for the holiday season. I repeat, that is 40% off of the Innovation U book. And I promise you, this is something that everybody should have in their collection. It's something that everybody should have up on a mantle, up on a shelf, on display for everybody to come see, to see the history and the creativity that has flowed through this university and the way things have been created. The discount code is, for this 40%, it's Innovation U. That's all caps, INNOVATIONU. All caps, get your 40% off. I promise you, you need this. I wish I had mine with me right now. Otherwise, I'll show you. I'll put it on display on my chest right here for y'all.
Yeah. It's a dope book, man, because what it does, it just tells you a little bit of the story of what Oregon football is, right?
Yeah.
It's not your grandfather's football, what some people might say, right? It never intended to be. It's something else. It's something special. It's something for the weirdos, right? If you end up being that goes, or a guy or a gal that goes to University of Oregon or steps foot on campus in Eugene, you notice that there's something special, right?
Yeah.
So, I feel like this book, the task is to basically assemble, the history in a way to basically show the untraditional way of how Innovation University exists and why it's so special. And it's just really just a quick little glimpse, right, of why it is. And so it's beautifully done. So make sure you go ahead and grab you one.
But you got anything else, my dude? I didn't even ask you how your weekend was.
You know how my weekend was? My weekend was great. You know why?
Tell
we
me
had
why.
a bye week, and so did the Panthers. And you know who won the bye week?
Who won the bye week?
Them Panthers. Because you know why?
What?
Them Buccaneers dropped their draws. Okay?
This boy is crazy.
Listen, I told you what was going to happen, and it happened. Them Saints beat them Bucks. Okay? Look, all we is a couple wins away from being first in this division, Kenyon. Look at me when I'm talking to you. But look, my weekend was great, man, because, I got a chance to be with the family, and just chill out. It was God. It was a God weekend. Good weekend. No, this was a God weekend.
I like
How was
that.
your weekend?
Busy, man. Was out in Indianapolis.
Can you tell us about what you did? Can you tell us yet? Or
Listen, nah, boy, I ain't holding water.
Okay, yeah.
I had the opportunity and the
bed.
pleasure. What's wrong with you? What is wrong? No, this boy crazy. I had the, I got the opportunity, the honor, and the privilege to interview Miss Sonia Panky Robinson, the eldest granddaughter of Jackie Robinson. And it was the absolute highlight of a lifetime. One of the greatest honors that I've ever been afforded. I was telling some of the team from BTN was like, this means more to me than any Super Bowl or any game that I won. Just for the simple fact that I'm standing in front of the woman that shares the blood of the man who broke the color barrier in 1947 and gave little boys and little girls like you and myself the ability to dream and see someone that made that achievable. You know, someone who became the compass for how we should carry ourselves in moments of trial and tribulation. Somebody who moved in purpose and on purpose. Somebody who knew that his purpose was bigger than himself. Somebody who exemplified that character or talent can open a door, but your character is what will keep it open. Somebody who cracked and completely destroyed the barriers which were never meant to be broken down and destroyed. So for me to be able to stand in front of this woman and look in her face and see her grandfather's face as I'm looking at her, it felt like I was within arm's reach of him, right? He was speaking through her as she was speaking through me. Because she's the one who's picked up the torch to carry on his legacy. And it just was an absolute honor. I literally could not stop smiling. My spirit man was smiling. My spirit man was fed from that moment and from that time. And the interview was absolutely amazing. The interview went longer than what they probably wanted it to go. And when I say they,
but that means it was a good interview.
Oh,
that
no,
means
it was.
That means you was good. That means she was good. She was comfortable. Like that's what it's all about. Because the masses, need to hear what they got, hear. But that moment was for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like that.
Yeah.
I was. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I was texting Kenjon like a little kid. Like, hey, I was like, hey, you ready? What you do? Like, hey, you doing it? Hey, like making sure my man, he was ready, because this was one of the moments that not a lot of people get access to, right?
It was absolutely phenomenal, bro.
Yeah,
absolutely. A moment that I will never forget. I will never forget the opportunity. Again, that's history. That's legacy. That's
something that you can share with us that you'll like replay over and over again from that experience?
If I'm talking just about her, it was how intentional she was in a conversation. I got the opportunity to talk to her for about an hour the day before. She was just sitting in the lobby, and my guy, Rue, was like, that's Sonia right there. I said, where? And I went over there, and we went over there just to introduce myself to her. Hey, I'm Kenjon Borner. She's like, hey, I'm so nice to meet you. She said, sit down, let's talk. I said, well, okay, I gotta go to work, but never mind. You know what I'm saying?
Work can work itself in that moment.
And in that moment, yes. And so I sat with her and how intentional she was about getting to know me. Like it wasn't even it was about, so where you, tell me about you. Like, where are you from? What do you want? You know, what's your purpose? Like, she was so intentional about getting to know me as a man and as where I've come from, that, you didn't expect that. She was very personable, talking about Jackie Robinson. And it's something that I've always kind of felt is, it's not a direct quote, but it's, how can I win when my brothers are still losing? And I think that exemplified his mission, right? When you talk about everything that he had to endure, everything that he had to go through, everything that the pressure that he stood up under and never folded, because he knew that his yes wasn't just for him. He knew that what he was doing in the stage and platform that he was on wasn't just about him running through the door, but was about him opening the door for everybody else and generations and generations and generations after him. And so, how can I win when my brothers are still losing? So what am I doing to help those around me succeed? What am I doing to help pull those up that need to be pulled up? That's something that I will keep with me forever from that moment.
Man, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, man, you had a heck of a week then.
Man.
Besides them Buccaneers losing.
Listen, I didn't even pay no mind to that, boy. I interviewed Sonia Pinky Robinson.
Yeah, I hear you, man. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment. And I'm glad you took pictures, because then you'll be able to, share that with your sons. Yeah. And just be able to it's one thing when you tell stories about someone else, but to be able to have an actual experience to go hand in hand with it, it just means that whoever you're talking to is just one extension away from reality. Yeah. And that's what's powerful about testimonies is the ability to connect and see yourself in someone. And the quicker and the more validity there is to the story and the impact, right? Like Jackie Robinson, Sonia, like their story, like on paper through video is one thing, but your story, you know what I'm saying, that you got to experience, like that, the day before, just, you know, how personable she was, all those types of things that you're going to be able to pass down to your kids and that I'm going to be able to pass down to my kids. Like, yeah, I know Kenjon Bonnie, you had an interview with Sonya. Like, but you know, but but it's just more so like, that's the special, those are special moments that I don't think, I think people take for granted more than ever. Yeah. Because of the accessibility or the thought of accessibility because of social media. And so like to be able to have these moments and me knowing you, like you a people person. And so like this was something that God ordained for you to be able to have a moment with her even. Because I mean, shoot, how I'm looking at it is, Kenjon, you was blessed by this situation, but she was probably blessed by having you as a person that she had to talk to, because if it was anybody else, it could have been as chalky as a chalkboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as you know, that's not where the true fruits lay, right? Yeah. And especially when you get an opportunity to talk to somebody like this, there's too much fruit there. There's too much fruit for it to be chalk.
Man, and so we exchanged information and all of that. And after the interview, we had talked before the interview and after, but after the interview, she was like, I swear I feel like I know you. Like
See?
she was like, I feel like I know you. And so we exchanged information and, you know, we gonna stay in contact and all of that. So that was a weekend right there. Anything else outside of that was just icing on the cake, but the main ingredients was right there, and that meet and greet and that interview, and again for me to be the one to be able to do it right on this network, you know. So I'm thankful to the Big Ten Network, right, for allowing me to do it, because they could have chose anybody, but we done been on here quite some time. Okay, we didn't put in overtime today. We didn't put in overtime, and with that said, my guy, I love you.
Love you too,
and
my guy.
And as always, ducks of a feather flock together, and we out.